Are we live? We are live. Okay. It's supposed to make a dinging noise when it says we're live. It didn't do that. But we're live for real. Okay, I have two very special guests with me. Liz, wave your hand.
Noise when it says we're live.
And here, this is also typical. What happens is, I never mute myself before it airs. And there's a delay.
We used to do that all the time. We've done that a million times, so we get you, girl.
Okay. All right, so it's not just me. So we're going to start again. Okay, so Liz, raise your hand and say hi.
Hello, everyone.
And Lindy.
Hello.
And these two ladies together create Pure Fandom. Hi! Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today. So why don't we just jump right on in and you tell us all about what Pure Fandom is.
Yeah. So purefandom.com is the brainchild of Lindi and myself. We started as teamtsd.com.
Actually, a Tumblr.
Actually, it was a Tumblr, yeah. Team TV. Well, first was Team Teen Supernatural Dramas.
Teen.
Then it was Team TV Supernatural Dramas, and we started blogging as like kind of a joke. We would just drink wine and talk about True Blood and Vampire Diaries. And then people started actually reading our stuff.
Right.
And it just kind of grew into what it is today. So we rebranded to purefandom.com this year, and we have like 14 writers now and podcasters.
Right.
It's amazing.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's so fun.
Yeah, so we cover mostly supernatural sci-fi shows, but we cover a lot of other fandoms as well. So really what we do is our writers are fan experts themselves. So they're not just like writers from off the street that we brought in to do stuff. They love these shows, and they write about them, and they're passionate about them, and they get in conversations with people about them, and they're the experts. And so we do a lot of recaps and news updates, but then we do a lot of other just like comedic, funny.
Yeah, we started off being pretty off the cuff, so our brand is pretty playful. And we just kind of realized that, well, keeping up a blog, as I'm sure you're aware of with, your own business, it's like, it's so time consuming. And so we just really wanted to build a platform for other expert fans like ourselves to talk about what they love. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So what kind of fandoms do you have there represented?
We have, of course, The Walking Dead,
right,
which is coupled with Fear the Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, anything and all things CW aside of a select few shows. So Vampire Diaries Originals, Arrow, Flash,
Supernatural,
The 100.
The 100.
And we also have some experts that post on Legends of Tomorrow, Sleepy Hollow a little bit as well. And then Lindi and I both write for Entertainment Weekly as well. So we do Grimm for Entertainment Weekly and Blind Spot, that new like tattoo show with that chick on NBC that has all the tattoos, that chick from Thor.
Nothing.
Yes.
I'm so behind the times. That sounds actually like something I need to
We
look
can't even keep up. I think that's why we have all these writers, because we're like, hi, we don't have time to watch all these shows. You watch them so we can just read your recaps.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So, but you also said that there's comedy involved too?
Yeah, so Lindi, we give our writers, where we like to differentiate ourselves is that writers truly have a voice. So if you're sassy and you like cracking jokes, that's kind of how our brand was built. Like Lindi and I, if you read our recaps, you're more so reading to be entertained, not so much for a play-by-play. And we also tour with some Comic-Con companies, one of which being Wizard World Comic-Con, and we do like super fun interactive comedic panels where we give away prizes, and the topics can be Game of Thrones, Walking Dead. We've done Doctor Who. We've done some Arrow panels before. It's been super fun. We just like to make people laugh and be proud of their fandom.
I think like our whole point of everything starting out was, I mean, fandom is supposed to be fun, and you read these like recaps and reviews, and they're so almost like dry, and it's like, that's not how they should be. What would I as a fan want to read. I want to read somebody who I can, first of all, tell is also a fan, and who can crack jokes and make light of things, and it doesn't have
theories too. Like,
it doesn't have to be
what
so
are your
serious.
theories? Yeah. People love talking theories. Like, we get it. That person climbed out a window and then they went downstairs. But instead of the play-by-play, like, tell me what your thoughts are on the show. You know?
Right. So I think our whole purpose of starting was like, as a fan, what would we want to read that would be entertaining for these shows that we love? So hopefully that's what we've created, and that's what we're trying to do with all of our writers, is just have that really like fun, lighthearted, comedic twist on everything.
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun, because what I do is, and my viewers can attest to this, whenever an episode airs of Supernatural, I live tweet it, but I don't just, all I'm doing is basically every inappropriate joke I could come up with of course the episode, you know, it was, and it's great. It's how I vent, and it's just, you know, and people seem to enjoy it. I don't know. No one's told me to cut it out. We have someone in the audience, Rogue, who's a dear friend of mine, who's known by Mishi. She wants to know if you're going to be in St. Louis this weekend or this week.
So that's April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
For Wizard World. If she's talking about Wizard World Comic-Con, we will be there. We will be there, yes.
Oh, okay. So we will be doing, we'll be doing a Walking Dead, our Dead Fans Walking panel, which we do at every con, Game of Thrones, and this will be our second Doctor Who, and we're going to make it more like family friendly, more geared towards kids, because there's a lot of young Doctor Who fans. And we'll also be moderating for some of the celebrity guests there, but don't know who yet.
Not sure yet.
But we'll be around doing that as well. So we will definitely be there.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, and another question coming at you. Who are your favorite doctors from Doctor Who?
Okay, well,
not who your favorite doctors. We can get into that later when we talk about gynecology. But right now, they just want to know about the, you know, Doctor Who doctors.
No, Doctor Who is Lindy's ultimate fandom. Like, seriously, she wanted to name her son Gallifrey, which is the
middle name.
So, which is the planet the Doctor is from. My favorite. So it's kind of a tie. I love David Tennant. I just think he's amazing, and I loved his seasons. But Lindy got me into the Matt Smith Doctor, and season 5 was just like so magical. It was just like the story was just so like fantastical. I don't know. I think it was the dynamic between the companions as well. I know who you're gonna say.
Well,
who your favorites are.
I mean, I love Tennant and Capaldi, but Matt Smith, the 11th Doctor, is my favorite, and I think it's because of the stories and the relationship with his companions. And I could seriously talk about this for like 7 days straight and not stop. So I'll leave it at that. But I'm a Doctor Who freak. It's a serious problem.
It's not a problem.
It's not a problem.
It's bad. It's bad. So
you're in a safe zone.
So we want to talk about that later. You know, if you want to elaborate, we can elaborate. But I'll just say Matt Smith, the 11th Doctor, is my favorite.
That's my daughter's favorite too, actually. That's my daughter.
Okay.
Aww. So, what makes you guys fangirl?
Oh gosh. Well,
Carlton Hughes, you would say.
Okay, so I have a really funny story. I have like weird. I don't fangirl about a lot of things. And like fangirl in terms of like I
totally freak out if you saw this person you throw up on.
Yeah, like I lose my voice. Like we've moderated some pretty cool panels, and you know I keep my composure. But Carlton Hughes, who's the creator of Lost, co-creator of Lost, my favorite TV show of all time, and he did The Strain. He's now doing USA's The Colony. Lost, again, my favorite show. We saw Carlton Hughes at
San Diego
Comic-Con. They were doing panels on, is it the Padres? Is that San Diego Padres?
Yeah, because I was calling them the Pedros.
Oh, yeah, she kept calling them the Pedros, and I'm like, I think it's the Padres. But it was the Padres.
The Pedros.
So anyway, I should say though that we didn't know Carlton Cuse was going to be coming out. So
no clues, because we had been working, you know, like the whole time. We had like panels to do and all this stuff, and we were like, let's actually go enjoy the Comic-Con, like the nerd, you know, like let's go. So it was at the Nerdist Carnival at the San Diego Padres Stadium,
and all of a sudden they had a colony thing, and Carlton Cuse walks out, and this is Liz. Is that Carlton Cuse? And she's having like a panic attack.
No, I really didn't have. It wasn't that kind of attack. I just kind of like stared for a minute. I was like, wait, and then I was like, Lindy, oh my God, that's him. And so you could ask questions, you know, as you do. And we're usually on the other side. We never are in the fan, you know, audience able to ask questions. So I was like, oh, I'm asking.
No, let me
bleeping question.
Actually, let me tell the actual story. This was Liz. Should I ask a question? I really want to ask a question. What do you think about this question? Should I ask a question? Should I? I don't know.
Like an interview I didn't have time to prep for. You know, usually I'm able to prep. So I was like, I can do this. And you will say in my defense, I did a wonderful job asking my question.
You did a great job.
And I asked a fabulous question. I made Josh Holloway laugh. So that was just like, I mean.
So what was the question? What was the question?
I don't remember.
This isn't the main part of the story. The main part of the story is later.
Well, let me tell it.
Okay.
So when we leave, mind you, we're not working, so we're actually in like our nerd, like real, you know, outfits.
Like Marvel backpacks, like hunched over,
I have
like
my
running
Star
around
Wars,
San Diego.
Sonic the Hedgehog pin on there, you know, all my, like my favorite stuff. And I'm in like, you know, these shorts and a t-shirt, and we're walking back to our hotel, and I see Carlton, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything. And he's standing there with Sarah Wayne Callies, who's played Lori on The Walking Dead and is now on Colony. And I just walked past, and I went, but it started out as a yell, and mid-yell I realized how embarrassing it was, so it turned into just a soft-spoken like murmur, and I just said, Carlton, you rule. And then I just and then I ran into like a hill full of mulch, and it was so embarrassing, and I just kept walking, and I chugged 2 mojitos after that, and Lindy made me feel better.
So from my point of view, Liz is like, Liz goes, there he is, and I'm like, whatever you're thinking.
She said, don't do it.
I'm like, whatever you're thinking, just don't. And I see her, she had both her hands on her backpack, and she starts running towards him, and her hand goes up, Carlton, you rule. And then she looked at me like, oh my God, what did I just do? And she ran into like,
it was a pile of mulch.
Some pile of mulch thing, and just stood there.
You know what mulch is, right? It's fertilizer, which means it's animal poop. So after I yelled at my idol and said, you ruled, which, hello, that's the lamest thing you could say to anyone, I ran into a pile of shit. Pardon my French. So anyway, that's what I see the girl over. Lindy, anything at all realizes her.
Any Base and Stephen Hawking. I have a problem, but I also love New Girl, which isn't really sci-fi or anything, but I love New Girl.
Well, I think I love it too, and it's also fun to actually, which not to discount what we do. I mean, I think we're so fortunate that we get to recap our favorite TV shows for a living, but it's so different when you get to watch a show and you don't have to like take notes and study it and then have something up, you know, when it's not an assignment, like when you can truly just sit back and drink some wine and just live.
Yeah, I would say
good.
That and Doctor Who, and I don't know, is there anything else I fangirl over a lot?
I mean, she goes in phases. She fangirls like on something new every month, but consistently Space and Doctor Who.
Outer Space and Doctor Who. That's my final answer.
What do you fangirl over?
Yeah, what about you?
Supernatural.
Supernatural.
What else?
Well, I'm sorry?
What is it?
Star Wars.
What else?
Oh, okay. Supernatural, Star Wars, The Walking Dead, and basically anything that involves Harrison Ford or Johnny Depp or Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor. Oh. Swoon.
Yeah.
Damn.
Right?
We were just talking about how The Walking Dead, like we've always loved The Walking Dead, but for some reason, like this second half, of this season has made us fall in love with it all over again. Like there's something so good about these recent episodes. Oh my gosh.
Are you caught up?
So good.
I am not caught up. Because my travel schedule always has me away from home on Sundays, so I don't get to see it. And then I'm traveling. I'm gonna try to catch up this week because I'm like 3 episodes behind, I think.
Bad.
And you get to binge them. It'll be fun.
I'm sorry?
You get to binge those episodes, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's true. So who's your favorite The Walking Dead character?
Oh gosh. It's a toss-up between, I mean, Daryl doesn't count because he's everyone's favorite, so I'm not even gonna go there. I think Glenn is my favorite. He's just adorable. I love Glenn.
He is.
Yeah, I feel like Rick is a cliche answer, but
no.
Rick this season I have loved. And also, so I know everyone hates Carl, but he's great now. Ever since he ate that pudding on the roof, he's like totally like so much better now.
He redeemed himself, and the fact that he like lost his eye and is just a boss. Well, what did it for me? We started loving him, right? Like, okay, he's getting better. The season is getting better. And then the moment where he told that kid that his dad sucked.
Wait, did you see that? She might have seen that.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, where he told what's his face? He's dead now. I forgot the kid's name.
When he said your dad sucked or whatever, your dad.
That was great, right?
Like that was just sealed the deal for me for him. Who's your favorite?
Yeah, who's yours?
It's a toss-up between, of course, the cliche of Daryl, but Carol. Carol is.
Well,
we need to talk after you.
Yeah, we need to watch those episodes and then we'll talk because some stuff goes down.
We need to talk about that when you're caught up.
Oh no.
No, nothing like that. Just
I can't. Yeah, because if she's a guest on The Talking Dead, then I'm in trouble.
I don't think it's like that.
It's
more
just
a character.
Stayed away from that too. Oh, and we've got Rogue in the audience here yelling out pudding and pudding. No picking your internet husband. I could pick I have several internet husbands. I'm sorry. And Harrison Ford doesn't count because Harrison Ford has been my husband since I was 6. So there was no internet back then. So that doesn't count. There.
Did you see him on Ellen DeGeneres show the other day?
No. I missed everything. I'm sorry.
You need to watch. He talked about what he thought about the new casting of the like prequel movies, the Han Solo.
Oh, the young Han Solo?
Yeah, he talked about that. It was good. And he was just like Harrison Ford, like basically Han Solo in real life. It was perfect.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, like he sat there like he was bored out of his skull.
Pretty much, yeah. He was like, I'm only here for publicity reasons. Okay, bye.
Yeah, you only love me because I know how to sell popcorn in your theater. That's about it, you know. But so let me ask you this. What is your impression of the Supernatural family? Like what you see out there in social media, the Twitters, the Tumblrs, and all that?
So I would say Supernatural, the Spin family, is probably one of our favorite. And the reason being, when you compare it to some of the other fandoms that we interact with on social media, Spin family, I'll call it Spin family, Supernatural fans are, I feel like, first of all, the demographic is a little bit more mature and a little bit more kind to one another. And so it's a little bit more pleasant to interact with fans of Supernatural.
That's 100% it. Everyone's just nicer, and the engagement is on a much more positive note. Like people are proud and they're like in their Twitter handles and stuff to say Spin family, and you know, and a lot of other like The Walking Dead, for instance, like TWD family is amazing, but they're not as engaging on socials. So from a social perspective, like it's just, I mean, they actually had a People's Choice Award that we won for being Spin Family. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, I like it, and I think a lot of it has to do also with the fact that the show has been on for so long, and you have all these fans that are so dedicated, and they've watched for so long, and we know Jared and Jensen are like, we'll make more seasons as long as we can, you know what I mean?
And it's growing too. Yeah. It's not that it's
not dying down. No. It's like this fandom that has
need for season 12.
Yes, it's this fandom that has been going strong for like 11 years now. And I think a lot of the positivity comes also from the fact that Supernatural is not a show about romantic relationships like a lot of other CW shows are so focused around love triangles, and you have people going crazy about all these romantic relationships. I mean, Supernatural is so much deeper than that as far as relationships between brothers and, you know, other characters. So I think it's just a little bit of a more mature fandom, which makes it better to deal with. Although we did get yelled at once for saying that Cass and Dean were not in a romantic relationship, and somebody
we weren't even joking about it. We just said it was like a shipper poll, and we were like, "Here, this is one of."
Like,
or it was
friends.
It was
called them friends, and they got mad at us.
Yeah,
there's a very, very, very strong faction of fans that take what you're referring to as Destiel. They take that very, very, very seriously. And you know, like any other quote unquote ships, I am so uncomfortable saying that word. I feel like, because I'm 45 years old, I really don't feel like that belongs in my vocabulary, at least in that context. But anyway, you know, as any other ship or whatever, there are the people that respect other people's interpretations and fantasies and beliefs, and then there are people that don't, and if you don't believe in what they believe, then, you know, all hell breaks loose, and, you know, Twitter shitstorms happen. And, you know, I've seen even, you know, posts on Facebook for the Supernatural conventions, people afraid to, you know, go to a convention because they like Destiel, and there are these anti-Destiel people that said they're going to be there, and it's you know, I mean, there's.
We tried to do, we successfully did. We should bring this back. We did back when we were still TeamTSD.com, it was Team TSD for Love campaign. And we randomly picked people we didn't even tell people we were doing it. We randomly picked people on Twitter that were tweeting out positive things about the TBD fandom, the Vampire Diaries fandom, because you know how that was the height at the time we did it. It was a couple years ago of Delana versus Delana. It was like at the peak of that. Okay. And we were like, you know what? We can't handle this. So we decided to just give away, I think it was, you know, like DVDs of the season or like a t-shirt or something, but we would just be like, hey, guess what? You're awesome. We're going to pick you because you're nice and send you something, like reward you for being a great fan. We should do that again.
We should. And you know, when we did that, people were sending so much hate to Julie Fleck, the creator.
That's right. Yeah.
So I will say, with the Supernatural family, you at least don't see that. You don't really see like hate towards the creators or hate towards any actors. I mean, for the most part, except for, I think, you know, a select maybe group of, you know, people that feel like they want to get angry about stuff. For the majority, I feel like Supernatural fans are so positive and inclusive. I think they're some of the best.
I feel like the cast too of Supernatural, it was one of the first casts on television that started engaging with fans on a like consistent basis. And that just feeds through the fandom, you know, that positivity. And you see that now with Arrow. We were just at Heroes and Villains Fan Fest in Chicago with the Arrow cast. And the way Stephen Amell and that whole cast interact with their fans, it creates this positive, warm environment. And you see more and more shows doing that now. You know, like the Vampire Diaries cast, they do live tweets and live, the Facebook live streams and all that sort of stuff. So Supernatural kind of played the role.
Yeah, I think so.
A little bit for that.
They did. They, I think, were the pioneers of that level of engagement with the fans. And they carried that through also to the conventions. I mean, excuse me, just to see I've been fortunate enough to, be able to linger around here and there when I see them doing Jensen and Jared doing autographs, and the time they take to make eye contact with the person that's standing in front of them and engage in just at least a few lines of, something to, show their appreciation. And another thing too, and this is also going to be a semi-shameless plug, but have you heard of the Supernatural fan movie?
The Supernatural fan movie?
Yeah. Okay, so
Wait.
Do you know who Cliff Kosterman is?
Hold on, I need to check this out.
Okay, so Cliff Kosterman, he's Jensen's and Jared's bodyguard.
Yes, I know who that is. Yes, he's all over. Yes.
Okay, and that's actually my trivia question for later. So don't talk about anything else that he's done, because that's trivia. But Cliff and his brother Mitch had spent the past several years documenting fans and Supernatural cast members at Supernatural conventions, and they put together, and it's phenomenal. They put together 10 episodes on spnfanmovie.com that cover a wide range of topics, all about the fans that go to the conventions. Like, for example, the first episode is called the Conversion. And it's all about fans who've never been to a convention before. Then the next episode is the Con Veterans. Then it's about the artistic fans of Supernatural, and I happen to maybe be in one or two of those episodes. But anyway, my point being, and they also have a feature-length film, 108 minutes long, that was just debuted at Vegas Con, and they're releasing a DVD. But my whole point of bringing all that up is because if you go to spnfanmovie.com and you watch the episodes, there are 10 of them, you will get to see the cast just completely lose it over how much they love the fans and how much the show means to them. Like, they are talking with tears in their eyes and getting all choked up, and it's all about, because they get it. They totally get the impact and how important that show is to the fans and what the cast members mean to the fans, and it's reciprocal, and so it just, if you watch it, you'll get a whole other appreciation for the fandom.
Oh my gosh.
That just like warms our heart, anyone that's able to turn their passion and fandom into a project like that, that's incredible.
Yeah,
that's cool. Tonight.
I know. I'm like, oh my gosh, we need to start talking.
No, and I definitely know who he is, because he's dang near as famous as Jensen and Jared on Twitter. He's all over the place.
Yeah,
because he'd post out there behind this, post pictures of him and stuff. Yeah, that's so awesome. Yeah.
So just highly recommended. Rogue is saying, she's asking me if I get to go to the Vancouver premiere. No, my passport expired. I got to work on that.
Yeah, you got to renew that, girl.
I know, because I have to get to VanCon and TourCon this year. And she's also pointing out that Jason Fisher, who's a part of the Supernatural crew, is also very interactive with fans as well. And that's true.
Okay.
That's true. So would you say, are there any other fandoms that you would say come close to what Supernatural's built?
I would say, I don't know the level of Supernatural just because it's been around for so long, and this reboot of Doctor Who is just starting to become a little bit more mainstream in pop culture with the Matt Smith series coming over to the US. But we were just at Wizard World Cleveland not too long ago, and it was our first time moderating a cast members of Doctor Who. I've never been in a room with such excitement and passion. Again, we've never been to a Supernatural convention, so ask us that question again after we go to a Supernatural convention. I'm sure it's the same type of deal, but it was like, it was insane. I could feel, I didn't even do anything except for, make sure people didn't come up on stage and attack Matt Smith. But remember, we were at the stage and I was like,
oh my God, I need a drink.
yeah, I was like, I'm exhausted. Like, how do these people do this? I mean, it was wonderful, but it was just like, okay, this is real life fandom right here. Like, this is like, you know, Twitter in a room. Like, it was.
I feel like
awesome.
a lot of it was a lot of younger people too, though, which get really crazy. I think sometimes, like a younger crowd.
I wouldn't say crazy. I would just say overly excited.
Overly excited. Okay. Well, I would also say a comparable fandom in a way would be The Walking Dead. Like we've said, kind of has like a little like fandom that likes to discuss theories and likes to dig deeper into things besides just like this person's in a relationship with this person got killed. It's like it's deeper than that. And so I think the way those fans interact and the way that they like to talk about the show is kind of similar to Supernatural. Like it's just a deeper connection with the show.
Definitely on that level. One that is surprising or maybe not surprising to you that we found, and again, this is just from like social and being at different Comic-Cons. Game of Thrones isn't as, I feel like it's more subdued than other fandoms, and that may be because a lot of those cast members, because you know they film in Europe or whatever, and they're pretty kept under wraps. Yeah. It's not as vocal or present anywhere near the level of Walking Dead or Supernatural or Doctor Who.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Supernatural is just kind of this thing on its own, and it always amazes me the love for Castiel. Everywhere, not amazes me because he is the best, but like every con that we go to, like the amount of people that dress as Castiel, no matter where we go, girls and guys, is just like there's more Castiels at any convention we go to than like.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's really cool for a girl. I mean, a lot of people, of course, they're going to say, yes, of course, the female fandom is going to be much larger for Supernatural because, you know, those guys are extremely handsome and awesome. But I think in terms of, it's a pretty, like, bro type show. I don't know how a better way to explain it. And because of that, it's just so amazing to see these girls be able to, you know, cosplay as the characters. Like we seen girls cosplay as Sam and Dean, and it's hilarious. You know, or Castiel and female cosplayers. I have such respect for them because sometimes it can be so limiting and, you know, stereotypical with how they're judged with their cosplay. And so to be able to get creative with, you know, a male character and be able to portray it, I just think that's like breaking barriers. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Love this.
Totally agree with you. And what I'm doing, I'm pulling up the best cosplay I think I have ever seen in my life. And it happened in CCon this weekend. I'm going to
shut up.
We're ready.
Okay. So if you can tell me what this is, and I'm going to just make the screen.
Oh, God.
Wait, let me see.
It's kind of blurry. We can't really see it with the glare.
All right, let me try something. Can you get it?
All I can see, we can really see is like a gray. Thing? All we can see is gray.
Oh no! Oh boy. Well, what I'll do, unfortunately, I'll just have to email it to you later. But it's
what is it?
It's a girl dressed as the Samulet. She painted herself gold. She crafted this headpiece out of, I have no frigging idea. I think it's styrofoam. Completely painted gold. She put the dark circle. She painted her face to look exactly like the face of the Samulet, and she's walking around like that. She won the costume contest.
Oh my gosh! Okay, yeah, send it to us so that we can see it a little bit better. That's awesome. I love how creative. Okay, we can see that a little bit better.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
What? That's cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Like Lindy's jam. Whenever we go to a Comic-Con, you always make it a point, because sometimes I get so like busy and on task. I'm like, okay, go, and you're always like, let's go through the con hall and look at the cosplay. I'm like, yes, of course. Gosh. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Do you guys cosplay at all?
No.
I wish.
We work most of the time, so we aren't able to. But Personally, I get a little crazy on Halloween every year because we don't usually get to cosplay at cons.
Right.
What was it, 2 years ago? My husband and I went as Star-Lord and Gamora, and I painted my whole body green, and I did like the prosthetic things. And then last year we were at a wedding in Washington, D.C., and my husband has, I wouldn't call it an unhealthy obsession with George Washington.
He fanboys over George Washington.
He fanboys over George Washington.
Weirdest thing ever.
But he like loves reading biographies on him, and he's like, oh my gosh, he's just live your dreams, babe. I get it. But so we were like, of course we have to go as Martha and George, but we didn't want to be too cliche because we were in DC, so we went as zombie Martha and George, and had like guts and stuff and blood.
That's great.
So it's good.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've cosplayed. I haven't gotten to cosplay anything. It's like,
yeah, you do. You do your Doctor Who one, which is adorable.
Oh no, so I had a whole Doctor Who thing planned out when we were in San Diego, but when it came down to it, we were so tired. I just put suspenders on and like a bow tie.
Hey, but the effort was there.
That was the end of it. So no, we want.
She was also pregnant at the time.
I was pregnant.
The fact that she even put any effort in it at all is like
that's
impressive.
commendable. I feel that. I have kids, so I know.
Oh my gosh, you get it.
I do. But yeah. Wow. I mean, it's too bad they don't let you cosplay while you're working.
Well, it's like, because we moderate so much, so it would look probably slightly unprofessional and weird if we were like dressed as like something crazy on stage.
With the celebrity.
Moderating with the celeb. We have to be like the plain ones over to the side, moderating, so.
Yeah.
But hopefully there will be a con when there's a day where we don't have to worry about doing that. And then maybe in San Diego this year we'll have a day where we can cosplay.
And honestly, we have like so much more respect now for, not that we didn't have respect for cosplayers, but it's just to another level, and seeing how long it takes them to get ready. And then when you go to a convention, people want to take pictures with you, and that's kind of like the rule, right? Like you're there, and if someone asks to take a photo, like you pose.
Yeah.
So it's kind of you're a celebrity in yourself.
Yeah.
At these conventions. Yeah. So it takes dedication, and usually if we get like a couple hours off when we're working any con, this is any convention that we do, we usually try and buy from local artists. We always go to Artist Alley and get local artwork or jewelry. She got me earrings last time.
Very
yeah, check out the vendors and stuff. So, but it's so fun. We love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I am echoing for some reason.
Oh, you're good on our end.
Sounds good here.
Oh, okay. So then it's just me that I'm hearing. If anybody in the audience is hearing an echo, can you let me know? And maybe it's just the voices in my head messing with me again for a change. The best cosplay time I ever had was when my husband and I did Dragon Con. God, this is 8 years ago. And we went as Cyclops and Rogue. And it was so fun. It was so fun. You guys see my husband Cyclops. Hold on a minute. He's going to kill me.
Did you wear your hair? Or did you wear a wig?
I did.
What?
The hair. This is my husband is Cyclops.
He looks like him.
Yes,
he looks exactly like him.
Right? And we were at some other convention. I wish I could remember which one it was. And he was he has the full leather, like he had somebody custom make the leather costume from the movies. Like, right? So he has like a legit costume. And right. And so then we were walking through this convention, and there was a costume contest going on, and the guy who was hosting the contest was begging my husband to be in it. He said, dude, you look just like James Marsden. And he's like, nah. I'm shy. If you're so shy, don't wear that shit. Like people are going to go to good job. But yeah, I'm sorry?
No, I said that's true though. Like when you cosplay,
everybody's gonna be like pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Talk to me.
Especially when you're that good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, I guess I understand what you're saying, because when I'm at the Supernatural conventions, I'm working, so I'm not cosplaying. But there are a lot of other vendors. No, I shouldn't say a lot. There are a couple of other vendors that cosplay. There's a vendor. Her name is Megan, and she has a company called Inspired Creations. And what she does is she was for a long time cosplaying as the Impala, and she had working headlights on her boobs. Like, she could turn the headlights on and off on her boobs. And
you have to Google that later.
It was fabulous. And then the past couple of cons, she did a mashup between the Impala and a Mandalorian. So she's like, she calls it baby fat. Get it?
What?
That's awesome.
Okay, we have to look this up.
Yeah, we're gonna look that up for sure.
I don't know if she has any pictures, but the name of her company is called Inspired with a Y, INSPYRED Creations, and she's a steampunk. Okay. She does all steampunk jewelry, and she's just a really good cosplayer.
Awesome.
But yeah, this fandom brings out the creativity like there's no tomorrow. I mean, there are so many. In Vegas, there was a Vegas showgirl cast. So imagine a girl in a trench coat.
How big were her wings?
I'm sorry?
Did she have wings, like Vegas girl showgirl wings?
She had wings, but she had this giant showgirl headdressy thing, and like almost nothing on underneath the trench coat, like a bikini kind of thing, and like it was well done. It was beautifully done, but what else was there? There's just the Samulet was probably the best thing I've ever seen at any convention in all of ever. Oh, I did see someone dressed as the First Blade and the Mark.
Oh,
how did they do that?
Yeah. Did I take a picture? Ooh, it would take me a while to find it, but I'll email it to you when I find it. But yeah, someone dressed as the First Blade, and they just completely constructed this costume that just was shaped like the First Blade, and they kind of just stepped into it. And the same thing with the Mark, and it was just crazy. Like, people are just taking inanimate objects now and just bringing
inanimate objects.
It's really cool. And I did see a young Amara. I'm surprised I'm not seeing a lot of Amaras. I only saw the one who dressed as Teen Amara.
Okay.
That's it. But man, we could talk till the cows go. Come home with that cosplay. I'm sorry?
Oh, actually, we'll have to keep an eye out and let you know what we see at the next convention we go to.
Oh, totally. You know what? I'm gonna document what I see too. I'm not very good at doing that, and I got to do that more. I'm gonna start taking a lot more pictures and tweeting and ambushing people with Periscope. I used to do that a lot, and I haven't been able to do it lately. Nothing like shoving live video in people's faces. Hi, say hi. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to ask my trivia question to the audience.
Okay.
And while we're waiting on an answer for that, then we'll jump on with my. I have a couple of crazy questions I prepared you two for, I think.
Ready.
Ready.
All right. So the trivia question. I started to allude to it earlier. It's about Mr. Cliff Kosterman. Not only is he Jensen's and Jared's bodyguard and the co-producer of the Supernatural fan movie, but he was in 2 episodes of Supernatural. The first person to send me a complete answer to that question, you can't get it half right. It's got to be completely right. And I'm also a spelling and grammar Nazi, so there can't be any typos in it.
Oh!
I can't.
Google people.
I just can't. Yeah, so.
That's her. No, in a good way. You hold me. You keep me accountable.
Oh,
she
really?
Totally does.
That's what. Yeah.
Well, she that. It's so hard because she recaps Grimm mostly.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've ever seen that show, but like it looks it looks like someone took alphabet soup and then decided to make words
out of the character names and places. And
yeah.
stuff.
So yeah, it makes you kind of a Nazi in a great way.
And how to spell everything. Anyway, continue with the trivia.
Continue. I'm sorry.
So the question again, what 2 episodes were Cliff Kosterman in? Cliff Kosterman, the bodyguard for Jared and Jensen. First person to answer that correctly with no typos or grammar issues will win a $50 gift certificate to my shop. And the only people that are allowed to play are ones that have not won for me in the past 8 weeks, which I think is probably the last time I had an episode, so we're good. Well, maybe not. The convention schedule is killing me. Thing she knows but hasn't been too soon. If no one answers in the next 5 minutes, you go for it. Okay? You got my blessing to answer. No one answers it.
Guys.
There we go. So, do you know the answer?
Do we know? No.
So I'm really good with episode titles with certain shows, but Supernatural is one of those shows that I more enjoy, not so much study. So off the top of my head, there's no way.
There's no way I could off the top of my head either.
When you hear what these episodes are, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna be like, that was him. So it'll be cool. It'll be fun. All right.
Fun. Okay.
Now we're gonna get into the really deep, dark, heavy stuff. You're stranded on a deserted island. Who would you bring from Supernatural to hang out with you? You only have one though. Who?
Crowley.
Why
would you pick
Crowley? You are the only person, and I ask this question of every guest I have, and you're the only one who says Crowley. Why would you have him?
He would drive you nuts.
He would be so much fun though, and he would not I don't know. Well, he might just murder me.
He probably would
just
act like that.
Yeah. But I feel like he'd be so much fun, and I feel like if anybody was gonna find a way for us to get off that dang island, maybe it'd be Crowley. And he's just fun.
Fair. I respect that.
I don't know. Okay, what about Cass?
Cass, just because duh.
Cass.
I love that.
You wouldn't have to explain any technology or anything to him. It'd be perfect for him. He'd be like, trees, sand, fantastic. I know what these things are.
Exactly.
I guess that'd be fun, and he would probably be able to find a way for you guys to get out.
Yeah, I'd call God and figure it out.
He's like, hey God, what's up?
We have a winner. Ding, ding, ding. Nicole, Folsom Prison Blues and Beyond the Mat. So Folsom
Congratulations.
Y'all remember which episode Folsom Prison Blues was? I don't remember. See, what I suck at is I'm great. I can remember titles of episodes. I can't tell you what season they are. Even if
what were the 2 episodes?
What were the 2 episodes? You broke up a little bit.
Oh, okay. Folsom Prison Blues and Beyond the Mat.
Okay.
So
well, congratulations, winner.
Yay, Nicole! Nicole, you know the drill. Email me, subject line, winner with today's date, and that way I will not forget. And yeah, because my brain Swiss cheese. Especially, I've been home literally 2 days in the past 2 weeks. And, I went from Central Time to Pacific Time to Central Time to Pacific Time. And I don't really know where I am right now. I'm brain damaged.
It's rough.
Rough.
Because you guys do tons of traveling, sounds like.
Yeah, it's been mostly in similar time zones, so it hasn't been as crazy. Okay. But it's still, as I'm sure you know, prep and then getting home and even doing laundry after. It's
crazy.
Yeah.
You guys, so you're based in New York, right?
No, Indianapolis, actually.
Oh, why did I think New York? Wow, okay.
Yeah, we're Midwesterners. That's right in Lowell.
Oh, yeah, girl.
Oh, all right. I'm in Tennessee, so.
You're where?
I'm in Tennessee.
Tennessee,
Nice. So
okay.
you're not too far away.
Okay.
No, by way of New York and New Jersey. I moved down here a couple of years ago. So now, why don't you finish this sentence? All you need is.
Do you want to go first or me?
Do you know what you're gonna say?
I think so.
Okay.
Because we haven't talked about it yet, and I feel bad.
What? What are you?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's one of my favorite fandoms, and I can't believe I didn't say it before.
Spike. I'm a super fan of Spike.
You are a super fan of Spike. I can't believe it's one of those things where I rewatch Buffy every single year. Like I always skip season 1 and sometimes season 6, but I always watch seasons 2, 3, 4, and 5 like every single year. I don't know why, and it's just whatever. And even if I'm going through something or if I need to like feel better, Buffy.
Well, I feel like you also, like, when you went through like a time in your life, you know, you watched Buffy and you said that it like Buffy like made you
No, it truly
okay with everything, which is so weird.
Oh yeah, like you know when you're like in your early 20s and you're going through growing pains and you're like, what is life? But now looking back, I'm like, what was wrong with you? You were skinny and like you were just fine. Like you did not need Buffy. But yeah, she was just like, so it's that show that's like personal to me. It's my thing. Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah. What would you say?
I was gonna say wine, but I feel like that's a really alcoholic thing to say.
No, it's not.
Jennifer Copping had the same answer.
Boom.
Gosh, wine and maybe
Champs, champagne.
yeah, or that's still alcohol. Maybe,
I'll say champagne. You can say wine.
okay. Or all you need is Colton Haynes' jawline.
Oh, 100%.
Do you know Colton Haynes? He was in
Teen Wolf
and Arrow.
Yeah.
His jawline is of the gods.
Outstanding.
And sometimes when I'm having a rough day, I'll just go on Instagram and I look at his jawline and I just feel better about life in general.
That's how I
And
feel.
she usually tags.
Ackles' jawline.
Who's?
Jensen Ackles.
Yeah, he has a
They're
great
on the
jawline.
yeah, they're on the same level of jawline. He
Okay.
and Colton Haynes. They both have the same. And like
Also tacos. Sorry.
oh yeah, tacos. Tacos.
Tacos that don't taste funny, preferably.
Yes.
I'm gonna look
Okay,
up
so we've got
Colton Haynes. How do you spell his last name?
Haynes.
Yeah.
Colton Haynes. So we've got Colton Haynes' jawline, Buffy, Spike. I would say Spike. Wine, champagne.
Colton Haynes' jawline, Jensen Ackles' jawline, Jared Padalecki's abs.
I would also say over the knee socks.
About 20 pounds ago, I would have agreed with you for myself, but nah, I can't get away with that shit now.
I mean, just
Okay, so yeah, I'm seeing what you're saying.
just scroll through those later. I mean, it's like, it's not even real. He could cut diamonds with his face.
What the hell? This isn't right.
Like, what is that? Who is that person? I don't know.
I don't even I'm not like I don't know. I'm not in love with him. I don't have like a fangirl obsession with him. It's just something about his lower face.
It's impeccable.
It's very incredible.
It's wrong.
I mean,
That's
made
it's
made
just
to be
wrong.
like just. It's just wonderful.
So I guess yes.
We're getting some feedback from the audience. Shirtlessness with respect to Jared and Jensen. Jared's legs. Nisha's smile.
Legs.
Legs.
What was the name of the Supernatural episode? I think it was season 3, but I'm not sure. But when when Jared's doing the pull-ups
Oh my
in
God! Yes,
the
that was Soulless Sam. That was Soulless Sam.
that's my favorite Supernatural episode.
One
I love that.
One One of my other favorite vendors, they're called the Hunter's Den, has a shirt that's just a close-up of his back muscles in that moment. And it's called the workout shirt. It is freaking beautiful. It is such, they captured that moment. Just, yeah.
That moment. That amazing moment.
And also, I think this is totally off topic, but I was just thinking my other favorite Supernatural episode, was it the sorry, I don't know my titles here, the mystery spot or whatever, when they repeated Tuesday, the picking a poke,
the moment.
and they're like, these tacos taste funny. Yeah, so good.
That was
I just thought of that.
Brilliant episode.
That's
so
epic.
One of our local radio stations, well, I guess they're national, the Bob and Tom Show. I don't know if you've ever listened to them, but they're like kind of like a Midwestern, like, you know, podcast, I guess. And I used to listen to them on my way to work in the morning. And the station that they're on plays like heavy metal bands, like old school rock, and like once a week they would play Asia, and I would just die because all I could think about was, you know, do these tacos taste funny to you? Heat of the moment.
Falls in your shower.
Yeah.
Which is like whatever.
Yeah.
So good. Anyway, that's that.
Yeah. So that's that. This is how old I am. I used to have a friend whose favorite band was Asia.
Oh, girl.
I mean, and you know, I was a teenager when Heat of the Moment came out, and I'm like, okay, that's a cool song, but that doesn't make them your favorite band. They had one song, you know, like. Yeah, it's like saying Men Without Hats is your favorite band, you know, the Safety Dance, you know, like I didn't understand. Rose saw Asia. I bet you did see Asia, didn't you?
You would.
You would go see Asia. Oh my God. But she also said she's going to bring a pull-up bar to her next photo op with Jared.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
that. I'm totally going to see that happen. But
yeah,
she's older than me, not by much. So shut up. We're in the same bracket. Like, if you have to do a pull down, my age group we're in that same, we would be checking the same box. So I don't want to hear shit from you. I love you. Stop it. Okay. So I just want to, this has been a lot of fun. I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, we had a blast.
So why don't we just give a shout out to everybody what your website address is.
So you can find us on purefandom.com, and if you can't find that for some reason, you can, we're pure_fandom on Twitter, pure fandom on Facebook, pure_fandom on Instagram. I think we're pure fandom on YouTube.
Yeah, we're Pure Fandom on YouTube.
Google it. We're everywhere.
We're on Wizard World Con Radio. That's our weekly podcast, which is super duper fun. So if you go to conradio.com, you can check those out. And there are a ton of other fan podcasts there as well. So similar vibe, just super fun. And I think that's, our social person made us get a Snapchat. We're a little too old for Snapchat. We're a little too old, but I mean, we kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
So you can follow Pure Fandom on Snapchat. And we also launched a Tumblr last month. Pure Fandom too. So
that's awesome.
Social change. Yeah.
So we can basically stalk you over all platforms of social media.
Yes, you can stalk us everywhere. And if you want to write for us or do a podcast or YouTube series or whatever, you can just email Lindy or Liz at purefandom.com.
Oh, that's so exciting. So what I'm going to do, once this video posts to my channel, I'll go in and I'll fill in all of that information with your website details and how to follow you on all of your social media.
Oh, great. Yeah. So awesome.
Very exciting. Well, I want to thank you two for spending some time to hang out with us tonight. This has been a lot of fun, and it's so fun to geek out with other people, you know? I love getting into that. So,
Awesome.
We've had a blast. Thanks for having us.
well, thank you. And we will be in touch very soon. And you let me know when you want to do another giveaway.
Absolutely.
Okay. You got it, girl.
I'll be there. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thanks for your questions. Congratulations again to our winners. And bye, Liz and Lindy. We love you. Bye. See you in the Twitter.
Yay!